Welcome back, everyone, to another reaction to Halo, and Justin morphed into Mike.
I've completed a dimensional transfer from Marvel and Star Wars over to Halo.
Over to Halo, yeah. Sorry, you all. Justin is a very successful small business owner, and it was the best for him to show up when he could, but you know, things come up and he's just super busy. He also has a family vacation coming up, and you know, he's got priorities other than the Friends YouTube channel, you know, so sorry about that. But
I don't. I got him. He just sleeps. I don't
know. Y'all should be probably familiar. If you watch any of the other reactions with Mike, you should be familiar with Bad Henry over there. So he's doing good right now. He's just passed out, living on the couch. But so yeah, sorry Justin couldn't be here. He's definitely keeping track of the show when he can, but it just always doesn't always work out to be on the day of the release of the episode. Towards the weekend too, is it's just in general bad. Maybe if it was coming out Mondays and Tuesdays, it might be easier, but like some other shows and stuff. But anyway, enough of that. I am Nicholas, and you probably know Mike. What's up, Mike? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I've already seen the first 3 episodes of this on my own. Just even though I never played Halo as much as you did, or really much at all, but it's sci-fi story and big budget release, so it's worth a watch, and it's been pretty good. Yeah, it surprised me a little bit. I didn't expect it to be bad. I just did, you know, but it's been pretty good. And it's interesting to see the tension between the ends justify the means. Mm-hmm. Like the doctor there, she
Halsey,
seems to be like, yep. the ends always justify the means, and then you have the freedom fighters who might say they'd rather be killed by the Covenant than be subjugated. You know, they'd rather have freedom, even if it means that they're not as safe.
Right.
And then you have the Master Chief who's realizing his morality,
right,
through these memories and everything.
I think it's coming to a great story. I'm glad, Mike, actually, in a way, you know, I almost wish I would ask you to join us from the beginning, because you have this perspective, outsider's perspective, you know, just like you said. Me and Justin have played the games and campaigns. I think you've played a little bit of the campaigns and stuff, and so you have just enough to kind of calibrate yourself. But it is cool to hear this kind of outsider's perspective. That's really cool. I like that. Really appreciate you joining. If you're interested in full-length reactions to this and many other things you can see up on the screen now, you can take that link down below over the Patreon and just pick and choose whatever you want. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I've noticed this show is in a format, an aspect ratio of 2:1, which is a very kind of a new thing everybody's been kind of moving towards. It's like a compromise between super widescreen of the movies and a 16:9 of the TVs. It's like right in between.
So I wondered if John was Halsey's son.
I was curious about that. That's cool that you thought about that too, because she's so protective of him.
Or if just she feels that way about him.
Right.
You know,
she might have just attached to him. Right.
Have the skills and the natural ability to be their leader.
Or if they tell everybody that. Yeah, they were definitely
it's
kidnapped.
Funny what convention is, because we would all accept if it was just makeup. Mm-hmm. We would all accept it. We would all understand it. And that's what we've been used to seeing forever. And now the new convention's going to be de-aging. Just what you're used to, you know.
Mm-hmm. She's the essence of the mad scientist trope.
And he's the creepy assistant.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We're 17 minutes out of Aridinus 2.
I'm so glad they got Jen Taylor to do Cortana's voice from the games.
Oh, that's cool.
And a lot of people didn't like the fact that she's not just a blue hologram. I think that's badass. That's the way it should be.
My question is, does she remember what they did to the clone?
Right? Does she know that information? She could definitely get access to it if she was ever. All right. Whoa. Back to Madriel. So maybe they had some kind of selection process for the kids, the UNSC.
Awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I killed my father. No explanation.
Right. Say it's not just any random kid. There had to be some kind of criteria. I think she likes Master Chief.
On a mission.
Kind of some of the looks from the last episode.
See you later.
She's got her knife out, like Master Chief had. I wonder if she's trying to remove her pellet as well.
Oh. Yep.
Yep. Look, the mark. All this old ancient architecture or whatever in the games. It's a third species, an unknown species called the Forerunners.
Like the Proteans in Mass Effect.
Right.
We could make cosplay.
That looks
we could
really good.
Draw some up and yeah.
I made a promise to John to keep you safe, and I plan to honor it. Just keep your head down, and your mouth shut.
Knew he was gonna get sucked into all this, one way or the other. Some actors are just always bad guys.
Right.
There's nothing else for them.
Hope you know what you're doing.
He's totally gonna get killed.
What, Soren?
It's like, yeah, it just feels like it's almost like obligatory at this point. It's just like trope-wise. He's like helping reluctantly. Old friend tries to stay out of conflict.
Right.
Sometimes it's easy to see what might be
What
coming.
is she doing? Is that blood she's putting through her hair?
Getting a little flair, thinking outside the box.
Right. She
Not
removes
just a
that
killing
chip.
machine anymore.
Right.
Not just a killing machine.
I think because of her because she feels something for Master Chief, she's following in suit in a way.
I guess they knew that he removed his.
She witnessed it in the last episode.
Oh, okay.
She was
Okay.
in the background and saw it.
He's the Master Chief.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
I'll go first, man.
Circular logic. That's when you know indoctrination is complete.
Right.
He is the Master Chief.
Kai 125.
So his specialness might be the reason he was given
I
up
think we should head back to the ship
Right.
and
for bodily
analyze the
experiments.
drawings there.
This kid's weird, just taking.
John,
Right.
the revolution is over.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to
Thank you
get
very much
power.
for your help. Let's go.
Got power.
No, wait, Agatha, you're my dad's most loyal friend.
Kai 125, you're up next.
I'm curious about her because she's removed. This is the sniper. This is the chick that's removed her.
Can't miss Franny.
If you really want to understand how we work, you're gonna have to dig a little deeper.
Wait!
Any other tests, ma'am?
I don't know. Just run around with Ellie.
Just go explore this hostile planet, child.
Oh shit. We had the first vision of the Halo ring.
Does he know how to find it?
Yeah, maybe so. I think it's what it's leading to. He's exposed to it when he was a kid. Which is probably what makes him special. Because he came across this Forerunner structure.
Are you controlling this?
I've stopped projecting. Whatever he's seeing isn't coming from me.
Alls is worried.
Correct again? That's 10 in a row. Should we try again?
Yeah.
When Halsey came to get him. Uh-oh.
John, are you alright?
Oh, they're cannibalizing his ship.
Throwing it on their Cybertruck.
We need to see my aunt. She's the one who controls the family money.
We still need to
Find her.
She got enough
get
to
his
buy
ship
my
back.
ship.
Right. Yeah, he might not wear the suit, but he's a threat. Careful.
I can't believe we didn't do this years ago.
Well, due respect, ma'am, this is the first you've spoken a word to us.
Well, my mother never let me near you.
Whichever side failed lost their pets.
What, she took them away from you?
No, she had us eliminate them.
Fucked up.
Come, of course I was with
No.
you.
Not at the orphanage here. My parents were still alive. Why are you here?
That's right. Cortana told him in the last episode that shit went down and he was put into orphanage.
And so I took care of you.
In other words, she found him and then had his
Been with you ever
parents
since.
killed.
And I am still here for you now.
When you returned, everything was different. Your father believed what you wanted to believe.
Where can I find these mystics?
Quan, no.
Let's go.
You're getting your whole family killed, girl.
I'll stop it right there. Halo.
Name drop. And you hear the theme.
Covenant talking about?
She sees the world as a set of data to be optimized regardless of the short-term pain. Next to this level of dedication, the rest of us ultimately fall short.
That's where he was when he was a kid.
But Halsey never stops. She's convinced there's something out there just beyond our reach.
Piece of high technology in an old ruins.
She's dedicated her life's work to finding those answers. And she'll never give up, no matter the cost. Kai, your act of rebellion could just be a glitch. But if I know Dr. Halsey, she doesn't tolerate glitches.
That's some interesting metaphor dialogue there at the end there with Miranda, which is Halsey's daughter.
So far, she's tolerating the Master Chief.
Well, to an extent, because she thinks it will serve a better, a higher means or whatever, right? Because her ultimate goal is to figure out about this technology, whatever the Covenant are after or whatever, and he's
tapped into it.
Right, he's tapped in some unique way, so she's willing to tolerate this divergence if it serves her ultimate means. But yeah, that's some interesting dialogue over the top there, because Miranda is her daughter, so Miranda's just a simple human. That's why.
Lots of little rebellions going on, sort of.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think they do after credit scenes here. Kind of a Marvel
I better
thing.
get some food in me. I haven't eaten all day.
That's cool. Let's just do a little wrap up here. Not just to end it on nothing. But yeah, same here. I'm starving. All right, muting that. Well, yeah, it's kind of a story evolving episode. Not too much action or anything crazy going on in this episode. A lot more with John just exploring his visions and realize. I think he's starting to realize that maybe he and the other Spartans were not just volunteers, but captured in some way. You know what I mean? Like, because his memory of Halsey being there at his parents' home is in contradiction to what the official records that Cortana brought up in the last episode about there was a plague or a virus and it was quarantined and they died or something, and he ended up in an orphanage. So there's something, he realized there's something sketchy going on there.
I mean, he couldn't have believed that they had his best interest at heart from the beginning
when they put that little thing in his back to begin with. Right.
But that's a whole different.
well, that's
level, I guess.
That's part of the control. Like he could before now he couldn't have the thought of questioning that they had him in the best interest or not, because that's part of this whole programming thing or whatever. And
the other one changed abruptly when she took it out. She immediately changed. So
pretty interesting stuff. Not too much crazy stuff, but some kind of layers of what's going on here. This makes me more interested if the show's we're on episode 4. If the show's only got like 8 episodes, it makes me wonder, because of what I know from the storyline from the games, how will this first and when in the timelines or whatever will this first season end? Because it's still just hinting at like this bigger thing, the Halo ring or whatever, which is itself a weapon of mass destruction. And the series seems to be a different way of telling the first game's story, in that the Covenant are ultimately looking for the Halo ring, and the UNSC, the humans, find out that, or John himself, Master Chief and Cortana, find out that it's not just some old piece of technology. It's a weapon itself. And so basically the Covenant and the humans are seeking after this Halo ring, but neither understand that it's a weapon just to destroy life itself, not a weapon to be wielded. You know what I mean? It's against them as much as they think it's going to make them more powerful. And so Master Chief is in this position to where he has to disobey everything he knows in order to ultimately save humanity and all life. Like this is an ancient technology, a forerunner technology that's meant to extinguish life, not to be a weapon to make you more powerful, as both the Covenant and the humans think it is. This series could end at just that realization. It could, and further along in the story, if they find the ring and I don't know how it's gonna go. They've been approved for a second season, so greenlit.
Sure.
But interesting stuff. Wonder where it's gonna go. Who knows? Anything? I mean, this is pretty straightforward, simple episode. But anything that sticks out to you? And we'll wrap this up. Otherwise,
no, the girl that he let live is going to be the rebel leader. It seems like.
Right.
So there's these bigger consequences to every action that he has. He's the catalyst of change. He's the instrument of execution. He's the one that they need for some reason, even though there's probably 1 trillion people in the universe.
Right.
He's the one that can affect change the most.
Well, apparently there's 2 of these blessed ones, as the Covenant call. The girl, which we didn't even see in this episode at all, which was released upon.
The human that's with them.
Out, right? They call him the blessed one, and they call what her ability to interact with the Forerunner technology. That's why she's the blessed one. And we know from Observer that Chief can do this too, so he's a blessed one. But they know Master Chief as an emblem of destruction, so the Covenant call him the demon, and so they haven't quite. I don't think they figured out that he's a blessed one. Also, they think it's just this girl that they rescue, kidnap, depending on how you look at it, from the slave colony.
So it might have to do with like exposure to that ancient technology, or
right from when they were kids. Right.
They found it first, or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, there are a lot of parallels to Mass Effect story.
Yeah. Sci-fi in general.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. Join us for the next one, regardless if Justin's around or not. That'd be cool if you joined up. But thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it. Like if you did, comment down below. I'm sure there's stuff we didn't talk about or missed, whatever. If you're interested in full-length reactions, you can catch the link down below for Patreon. And otherwise, I guess we'll catch everyone on the next one. Peace.